Hi, it's the 10th of January. Some of you might be aware that England is experiencing a very significant piece of snowfall at the moment. Snow fell very heavily and it's lasted. We've not been out of the orchard for a little while, but I just wanted to say a little bit about winter pears. Now, some of my friends on an online discussion group, which is mainly concerned with cider and perry, but we talk about fruit as well, there's been some interest about winter pears. And I've shown you a few videos of my espalier pears. We don't grow these for sale, but for our own use. Say a little bit about some of these late winter pears. This one is called Santa Claus, and as you might gather, it's a winter pear. If you look at this, it's a little bit, the way it's all shriveled up somewhat, it's a bit shriveled up. Now, this is what happens in natural storage. A little bit crunchy. It's a good pear. It's worth eating. Some pears have got a lot of what you call stone cells in them. They're quite crunchy. This is a nice pear to eat. It was nicer a little while ago. I'm just going to chuck this out because I'm not going to eat all that. We've got loads of pears, and we have a number of birds that we feed. Yeah, I've just been through the pears. If you look at this one here, I forget which variety that is, but you can see it's going rotten. And when you're storing your fruit, there'll always be a few that go rotten. If you're very careful to select only the best and unmarked fruit to store, then that's great, but you also need to keep an eye on them as well. And so that was Santa Claus. This is another pear, a late winter pear called Josephine de Malines. These have not been refrigerated, they've just been stored at ambient temperature outdoors, and these have been for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We brought these in from our apple store. We're storing them in a cold room in our house, which is between the kitchen and the back garden, called a scullery. This pear's quite good too. That's much nicer than the other one. Not dried out so much. My good friend Andrew Lee is a great expert on cider. Check out his Whittenham Hill cider portal. He wrote about Josephine de Malines and he said he's enjoying his. Oh, there's another pear that's stored even better. Well, it's stored as well, but it tastes even better. And this is a pear called Winter Nelis. It's quite a deep auburn, sort of golden brown colour, quite a dumpy appearance. It doesn't make a very large pear. You couldn't sell this probably, but in fact this has been eating just beautifully. The ideal thing with pears is store them cool, and then just as they're beginning to come ripe, and you get a feel for that over a period of time, bring them in from the cold into your living quarters. And that last 2 or 3 days, the temperature comes up and they ripen. A lot of people have put off pears because the eating of them is quite crucial. They go through a period of being too crunchy to eat, and then they're just about okay, and then they're absolutely perfect, and then they're sort of edible, and then they go over to a really mushy, broken down internal structure, and that puts some people off growing pears. But we've had great success this year. As I say, it's January now. Look, the snow is on the ground. We don't get a lot of snow here in the south of England, but this year we have had quite a bit. And here we are, second week of January. Santa Claus, okay, but past their best. Josephine de Malines, very nice. Winter Nelis, perfect.